Hello everyone, I am back for another weekly update, connect, share, tell all. It has been a great week for me so far. We are still working through quite a few different things of trying to be more mindful, trying to get more steps in, exercise in, just being more mindful of when we're eating, what we're eating, how we're eating. So I wanted to go over our week. It is January 25th already. How can this month already be gone? This time is flying way too fast. One thing I will say is that I feel like, and I don't know if it's a bad thing or a good thing, I'm in a slump with my crochet, which is a good thing because I'm not sitting as much. But I have orders sitting here waiting to get done. So I need to get my Crojo back because Christmas was nuts. I was literally crocheting for probably, I want to say 15 hours a day minimum. It was insane. We actually went away to a cottage for Christmas, which was nice. But it made stuff a little bit more rushed because I had to get orders done before we left, and also our packing, our presents wrapped, everything already up there. So it was just a hectic time. And I feel like because I put so much stress on getting orders done and out, my body is saying, no, you need a break. So that is something that I'm trying to work through right now because I got to get some stuff done. Anyways, this week has been a great week for me. I have tried to maintain roughly between 60 to 90 ounces of water a day. I'm still trying to work up to my 120. Actually, today I switched it up and I've got another cup that I'm using. I have so many cups. I actually have to go through them and get rid of some of them, but I got rid of my really big 1 gallon one. I just find them too heavy. As much as I love having that intake always with me, it's just too heavy and it's not sustainable for me. I can't carry it around. It doesn't fit in the car. It takes up too much space on my desk. They're way too big. So I find the 30 and 40 ounce ones are perfect for me. Even sometimes the 40 ounces I do find a little bit heavy. So I am liking these 30 ounces. My other cup had a straw and also a mouth, I don't know what you call it, an open mouth spot. So I was liking that I could go back and forth between the two. I try to switch it up constantly between a straw and an open mouth or an open cup, just to kind of, I don't know, switch it up and change it up and try and get me to be more motivated to drink more. So straw is my easiest way I find that I like, but a lot of the times, like my last cup that I was drinking out of, it was like I was getting bored of it. So I needed a different straw. I don't know. Does anybody else switch up their cups as much as I do? I have an excessive amount of water cups and mugs, and I need to purge or get a better shelf that'll hold them all. So yeah, water it's still a work in progress, but I'm getting better. Between 60 and 90 ounces a day. I'm kind of averaging. So my exercise has been good. I've been keeping up with, I'm on day 7 now of my Just Fit app. If anyone hasn't checked it out, I really like it. It's that video that's been going around where you see all these people laying on their beds doing exercises. And my daughter was showing me it and saying that she was doing a free trial on it. And I was like, this app is so stupid. Who exercises laying on their bed watching their phone? It's such a dumb advertisement, I find. So it actually deterred me from wanting to go on it. But then I took a look at it when she said she had signed up for the 7-day trial because I wanted to see what she's spending of my money. But there was an option. There's a ton of questions that it asked, which it's not as much as Noom, which was something Noom, whatever you want to say. I didn't like that about that app because there was so many questions. It was overbearing. I felt like it was never ending. But this one had a survey, which was a quick survey. It wasn't too overwhelming. It was done probably within 5 minutes. But it does ask you where you want to exercise. So I was able to put mine to the yoga mat or floor workouts so that it could be all types of exercises. So I did mention that on, I believe, Connect, and somebody said, is it only yoga? But it's actually no yoga. I haven't had any yoga at all. So it's just floor workouts. It's just asking if you have a mat to work out on. I'm liking it so far. It's lower impact. You are able to put if you've had any injuries, so I was able to put my ankle. I actually need to update it because my knees are pretty bad. They've always been bad. I've had water on my knees since I was young. So it's really hard for me to do floor exercises on my knees. It literally feels like my kneecap is going to split. So I need to update that, which you can update, and I do like that. You can update what your preferences are at any time. So I'm really liking that app. It's called Just Fit. There is a 7-day trial, but I went and joined because they are offering, and I don't know if it's still on. It probably is always on, but they're offering a 50% off. So I think I paid $48 for the entire year, which is not bad, I don't find, if I'm using it. So I'm trying to post daily that I am, and you can also set a reminder for the app, which I actually just got my reminder at 10 o'clock, to do my exercises if I haven't done them already. So me and Paige have actually been doing them when we wake up in the mornings before she goes to school. So it's actually been helpful having her have her trial as well. So she says that she thinks it's a 28-day trial. I don't think it is. I don't know what she signed up for. But I'm really liking it. I really like it. It motivates me. It sends me reminders. I'm trying to keep staying accountable to myself by posting that I am. There's probably a lot of stuff that I'm posting that is repetitive, that there might be people on my group or on Connect that are saying, why does she keep posting this? It might be annoying to them, but it's holding me accountable. So just scroll on by. Prep, I'm doing pretty good this week. I prepped my hard-boiled eggs. I did a cabbage soup. I actually still have 2 servings of my cauliflower soup, so I need to eat that up as well. And I did my veggie confetti, which Asia on my other group, on my Facebook group, shared, which I love it. This week I added some zucchini, so it's just helping me have prep already made. It's easier for at nighttime for making meals. The chopping's already done for you, and I'm trying to think of different ways to add it in. Normally when I make eggs, I make a cheese omelet. Now I'm making scrambled eggs with veggies in it, so it's just giving me more ideas that I can do. I can't add it to meatloaf because Paige loves meatloaf and I don't want to stop her from eating it, and if I added those, she wouldn't eat it. So spaghetti sauce, she won't eat tomato sauce, so I can add it to my spaghetti sauce. I did see that the original creator, I shared her name last week. What was her name? Patricia, A Healthy Enthusiasm on TikTok. She was making, she mixed it with hummus for a snack, which I haven't tried yet, but I want to. And she also, because I actually got those individual hummus cups, which I need to have some more of. And also in meatballs, which I actually get, Amber was actually asking about what meatballs I use because I made spaghetti last Thursday, I believe it was. Or maybe it was on the weekend. But I use President's Choice Blue Menu Italian meatballs. I used to always get the Kobe meatballs before, years ago when they had them. They were the best meatballs you could ever get. But the Blue Menu Italian meatballs I find are the best that I can get right now. And I find them pretty close to Kobe. If anybody ever used to get the Kobe meatballs, it was actually a joke when we were growing up. This is sad to say, but my mom always got these Kobe meatballs. And I always remember saying a friend in high school, or a friend in elementary school, actually, she had a dog named Colby, and the dog, I'm pretty sure got hit by a car. And I always remember saying, no, we're eating Kobe meatballs. But that's how I always remembered the name. But anyways, those were my favorite meatballs growing up. And these Blue Menu Italian meatballs, I find are the best. I'm pretty sure it's 8 points, if you're following WW, for 6 meatballs. It's either 8 or 9. I can't remember. And then your marinara is low. Your pasta is higher, so it is a higher point meal. I always try to have my pasta on Thursdays because it's my start of the week. I've got my rollovers. I've got my weeklies restarted for me. And it's just, pasta to me now has become a treat meal. I love pasta. My grandma was Italian, and it was just, I could eat pasta every single day. So I need to kind of measure my portions a lot better, which actually this week I measured out 1 cup of pasta, so I was proud of myself. But yeah, pasta I find is a treat to me because I can overdo it with pasta very easily. So that's something I need to try to be mindful and measure and weigh and just keep it to a minimum. So I try to keep it to Thursdays because that's my beginning of my week. My points have restarted, and that's just how it's what works for me. So, and everybody's got to figure out what will work for them. That is something that it's always a challenge to see so many people. And it's something that's on Connect that I see a lot is, and I do it myself a lot, is I will see what other people are doing and try to incorporate it into what I'm doing, because I'm always trying to change up my meals. I'm always trying to change up my focus, my what I'm being mindful of. And I need to sit down and figure out what is working for me, what will work for me, and what will be sustainable for the because it's not a diet. This is a lifestyle change. We need to fit in what is going to work for us and see what will work for us going forward. So pasta Thursdays is what works for me. Before I used to always do the 3-ingredient or 2-ingredient dough. I haven't done it in a long time. The 2-ingredient dough I love. It is messy when you're making it, so it's not something I loved it, but then I got so annoyed with the prep and making of it that it was just like, it's too much. I don't want to do this. It's messy. But the 2-ingredient dough is, I like it. I really do like it. I ended up finding one that I also incorporated cauliflower into, and I was making cauliflower pizza dough. So there's quite a few things, but the 2-ingredient dough I was making for homemade pizzas on Fridays, it actually got to the point where, this was a few years ago on Connect, where it was like everybody did pizza Fridays. So we all compared our pizzas on Connect, and there was one guy on Connect, Chris, and he made the perfect pizzas I've ever seen made with 2-ingredient dough. I've never seen anybody roll them out so perfect. I don't know if Chris is still on WW, but he had the best pizzas. I used to call him the Bionic Man because he actually climbed the CN Tower with me. I think it was my second time climbing, maybe my first. And he has a titanium hip, so I always called him Bionic Man. So Chris, I miss you. I forgot to get, speaking of prep and my planning, you guys always know I plan my menus through the week at the beginning of the week so that I have my grocery list. I know what to get. I don't stray from that. And I forgot to get my Jell-O cups. I said I was not going to forget them. I needed to add it, and I didn't add it to my grocery list, so I forgot to get them. I have it on my grocery list for this week, so I'm not going to forget. There are, in Canada, we have, I'm pretty sure it says fat-free, or might say low in sugar. I can't remember, but it's got a blue symbol on the top of the Jell-O. There's chocolate and dolce. I don't know if there's any other kinds. Those are the ones that I can find, but I get them because at nighttime, when I want a nighttime snack, I tend to go to sweets. So the chocolate and the dolce cups conquer my sweets, but I also cut up an apple. And I don't know if anybody else does this, but I cut up my fruit. My fruit has to be in pieces, especially pears or apples or oranges. They have to be in pieces so that it is tricking me to think that I'm getting more out of an apple or whatever fruit I'm cutting up. And it makes me more, I feel like it's more sustainable when it's pieces because it takes me longer to eat it. But I dip the apple pieces into those Jello pudding cups, and it satisfies my sweet tooth perfectly. It's perfect. Does anybody else have any foods or treats that you have introduced that have kind of taken over something that you've had for nighttime snacking? Mine, it's always been sweets. I could sit down and eat a whole bag of, I find those chocolate covered jubes at Walmart. Oh my God. They are my nemesis because I will sit down and eat a whole bag of those in like, I don't know, 15 minutes. They're so good. So I need to have sweets. I need to have something chewy. So I find the apple and the pudding really does it for me. Chips, I've gotten it down to crispy minis, the dill pickle. Oh my God, they're the best. There's also, I used to be making, you can get the Colonel's popcorn seasoning, the dill pickle. I like dill pickle, so I always got the dill pickle, but there's tons of other flavors. And I would mix it in fat-free Greek yogurt. And then I would use, oh, I haven't gotten them in so long. There's chips. What are they called? They were almost like a curl. I want to call it Plentifuls, but that's not what they were called. But they were chips. They were in the natural food aisle. And I'm pretty sure Jean-Luc and Nick were the ones that got me on them. I can't remember the names of them. They're made with like a legume of some sort. I can't remember anyways, if somebody remembers what they were, let me know. I'll have to look back on my videos to see what they were called. But they were so good, and I would use the fat-free Greek yogurt with the Colonel seasoning, and that was my chip dip, and it was so good. The dill pickle, Colonel popcorn seasoning with fat-free Greek yogurt. I'm telling you, you will thank me later. What is something else that you guys have introduced into your snacking or foods that you never used to eat that's kind of an alternative for something that you were eating before? Let me know. Also, this is something that I was working through this week, was the time of the month for us women. Sorry, men, anybody that is watching that is a male. During this time of the month, there is a lot of bloat. There is a lot of cravings. You need more water intake. So this is something that I have found that I've had to work through. This tickle in my throat, I'm going to get it again this week. It's because I talk too much. I found a post, and I want to say a few years ago, that during the time of the month, you need to eat more citrus and berries. And it helps with cravings. It helps with, I don't know if it's your sodium intake. I don't know. Swelling, your sodium intake. So just more water, berries, and citrus fruit. And that's what I was trying to do this week. So I was very happy with this week. I was pleasantly surprised with my weigh-in. I was very happy. I was honestly expecting a gain because of bloating. Just that time of the month. There were cravings this week. Excuse me. I need to say, I always get a snack for Paige for her lunches, like a dessert. One of those no peanuts, school-approved snacks. And I got the caramel snacks. They were calling my name every single night. So I think I need to keep those out of the house. Or somewhere else that I'm not going to look at them. Paige actually likes them in the freezer, so maybe it'll help me if I can keep them in the freezer. Sorry, I needed to clear my throat. I didn't want to be coughing through my video for you guys. Yeah, so Paige likes those in the freezer, so that might be an option for me, is to keep them in there, but I think I need to keep them out of the house right now until I can get past that craving, because I did have them once this week and I did actually regret it after having it. But it's something that it was literally calling me to the cupboard every single night, but I stopped myself the other nights, other than one night, and it was just like, I don't know. It's something that I need to work through. So, another thing that I wanted to discuss, which I actually put up on Connect, and I actually got quite a lot of feedback. This post wasn't targeted towards anybody in specific. It was just over the years. And I know whoever's on Connect has seen this post. So I just wanted to kind of bring it up for those that are not on Connect. But this has happened for many years. And I know nobody means ill will. Nobody means any hurtful kind of comments. They don't mean it. I know that everybody is within this, and I would like to think, I'm believing in it, that everybody that is on Connect or on my weight loss group is somebody that is in the same boat as us, trying to lose weight. It's a slippery slope where a very small comment or anything, wording, just a wording of a sentence can really throw somebody off. And I just wanted to kind of bring attention to it, because I share a lot of stuff. I share progress pictures. I share I'm now comfortable sharing my weight, which I still am not comfortable with it, but I know that I need to hold myself accountable. And it's just another way for me to put myself out there to want to succeed. Sharing my food diaries, mainly my food diaries. There's a lot of, I get a lot of comments on, a lot is positive, stating, great day, whatever. People asking for recipes, etc. But there are comments where somebody will say, you're brave for sharing your progress picture, or I don't think you're eating enough, which is funny because on the same post I'll get the same, I couldn't eat that much. You could do this differently. You could have added this differently. Why do you eat so many points at this meal but not this at this meal? You're eating too little of points. I just want to say, I know that all of these suggestions and comments are not meant in ill will. I know that. And it's not only me. I see it on a lot of other posts. You have to kind of think, if you sit back and read these comments, when somebody is putting themselves out there and doing everything that they can to restart, to get themselves back on track, to stay on track. Somebody could be having a stressful day. Somebody could be having a busy day where they didn't have time to have meals at certain times or eat as much food as they wanted to, or because they ate later, they weren't hungry and they didn't eat as much as they normally would. There's always things at play into everybody's story. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody eats differently. Everybody eats different things. Everybody eats at different times. Everybody cuts out different things, adds in different things, has different progress or ways of what they do, wants to track their weight a certain way. Some people might weigh every day. Some people might only weigh once a week. Some people might weigh once a month. Some people might not weigh at all. Some people might only take progress pictures or only take measurements. Every single person's journey is different. And we need to be mindful of how we're wording things, because even though you might be commenting, you should have done this differently, or you could add this differently, they're really good suggestions. And a lot of the times I need to come back and read a comment more than once to see this is actually a really nice comment. They're giving great suggestions, but a lot of times that person is putting themselves out there to hold themselves accountable at their last straw, and they get that, and it's just deflating. It just brings them down. It could send them over the edge. Stating you're brave to post a progress picture, I know that people are stating it from their point of view because they won't do it. But when you state to somebody you are brave, and some people might look at it a different way, but we all have to kind of see it in all ways, because hearing that comment on a post where you are being as brave as you possibly can and posting a progress picture, maybe in your underwear and bra, it kind of feels like it comes from, if I was your size, I wouldn't post my picture. And I know that that is not what people are meaning. I know that. But somebody that is very vulnerable and putting themselves out there could take it that way. So we just kind of got to sit back and think, how would you take this if this comment was posted for you? I don't want to continue on this conversation because it was posted on Connect, and I don't want anybody to feel bad because I know that every single person tries to motivate people. The comment that actually was posted that kind of sent me over the edge is not there anymore. So I don't know if this person has actually blocked me or deleted their comment. I have no idea. But it actually wasn't targeted at that person. It was just that one comment kind of pushed me, because I have gotten comments for years because I share stuff, which I take credit for it. I put myself out there. I post this stuff because I need to hold myself accountable. So I know there are going to be comments. You're not going to be able to sit there and be willingly to share everything and not have comments and not expect to have comments. I actually take every comment to heart, whether that's good or bad. Even if I take a comment bad to heart, I can sit back later and say, okay, it's always something that's in the back of my mind. This person said this, so maybe I could change it to this. So even if it's a bad or negative comment, it's not even that it's a bad comment. It's just I'm taking it negatively. It is something that actually does help me in the long run. So what do they say? What do the cool kids say? Haters gonna hate? I don't know. I just want everybody to be mindful that everybody is on their own journey at a different stage in their journey. There was also another lady that posted a picture that said she wanted to lose 30 pounds, which her photo yesterday was literally beyond my all-time goal. She looks amazing. And I noticed that a couple people were saying, I don't know what 30 pounds you would lose. And I just find that that's hurtful, because that still is body shaming, because everybody needs to feel comfortable in their own skin, and somebody might be thinner. And I remember growing up with people that were always thinner, and I remember having a really good heartfelt talk with my friend's mom. And she explained to me that it was very hard for her because she's always been thinner her entire life. So it was hard because she couldn't gain weight to feel better about herself. Sometimes she felt like she was too thin. There was always comments saying, you don't know how it is to struggle with weight, which I have said myself, I have. But everybody goes through their own struggles, whether it be they don't weigh enough, they're not comfortable in their own skin, they're too overweight, they just want to lose a certain amount, they just want to add on maybe some bulk. So there's, like I said, everybody goes through their own journey. So we all just have to be kind of mindful to everybody. Everybody's putting themselves out there. So, and I encourage everybody to continuously put yourself out there. I'm pretty much the only one that shares on my weight loss group, and I would love to see more people's meals. I would love to see more people's progress pictures. I love to see it. Asia inspired me a couple weeks ago with sharing that confetti that I had never heard of, which is just chopped vegetables, but it's helped me hugely in my prep and planning. So there was actually, I didn't use all of mine last week, so that's why I in turn ended up making a soup to use it all up. So it's adding more veggies to my diet so that I'm making sure that I'm getting them in. So I really like that. So thank you, Aja. So yeah, I was down 1.2 on the scale this week, which I was very happy about because I expected a gain with having some bloat, water retention, and I was very happy. So I'm excited for the scale for next week, but I'm also making sure that I'm being more mindful that just because I had a good week on the scale, I don't need to go off the rails because I was good and I'll be fine for next week, because that's not how it works. We have to just keep going, just keep swimming. That being said, I also got to notice that I am 18 pounds away from my first starting weight on WW. So that is my new mini goal. I don't know if we want to say mini because 18 is still a lot. But I am 18 pounds away from my first original start weight when I first joined WW years ago. I don't even know when it was. So that is my goal that I'm working to achieve. And then my next goal is to get into the 100s. So those are my goals that I am looking forward to right now. I also, on the topic of being mindful of not celebrating, tomorrow is our first date night of the year, which I'm very excited about. We promised ourselves that we would have one date night a month. And we are going to Melanie Pringle's, which is my favorite restaurant in Durham. Their menu is amazing. I am going to enjoy myself, but like I said last week, I need to make sure that I am also being mindful. So I don't want to splurge and make sure that I have dessert even though I don't need it. Make sure I have an appetizer even though we don't need it. I don't need to have an appetizer. I don't need to have dessert. I have my meal, which is very filling. And I also need to make sure that I'm remembering to have my water. I also need to make sure that I am eating until I'm satisfied and not full. So that is what I'm going to work on. I am going to choose what I please for my actual meal, but I'm being mindful of how much I eat and making sure I have water at my meal. So that is what I am working on. I also want to take note of the 1st of February is coming up already. So I want to get another progress picture in. Let's see if I have some progress to show since January 1st, so I can do my comparison from 1 month. So I want to start doing this every month, take my progress pictures so that I can continue each month this year to see my progress going forward. So that is what I'm working on. Still working on upping my water. I would like to add in, I said that I wanted to do my 15-minute walk videos on top of my workout videos, which I did only do once this week, but I'm still doing my workout on the Just Fit app. But I want to make sure that I'm also doing my Leslie Sanson video with the resistant bands at the same time. So even if I'm only doing them 3 times a week, that's my goal to add in. So 3 times a week of my walk with Leslie and the resistant bands, and then every day doing my Just Fit app and getting in more water. So that is my goals for this week. What are your goals for this week? Let me know what the alternatives that you've added for sweets, for any kind of treats, meals, snacks, anything that helps you get through nighttime snacking, or just mindlessly snacking throughout the day. Let me know. I hope everybody's week went well. Let me know how your week went. I love to see your comments. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I am Stitch and Lindy on Connect, and my weight loss group is Stitch and Lindy's Weight Loss on Facebook. I always have my handles at the bottom corner. If you would like to follow. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. Give me a like on this video so that I can see that you are watching as well. As always, thank you for always sharing. Thank you for sharing your journeys and being open with me as well. Have a great day.